Welcome to today's explainer. Have you ever worked your absolute tail off on a project, doing like 90% of the heavy lifting? But when it finally comes time to report to your boss, it sounds like you barely did anything? It is incredibly frustrating, right? Well, working hard simply isn't enough if you don't know how to report it. Today, we're going to completely flip how you communicate at work. We'll be diving into how you can literally turn your exhausting effort into highly valuable, reusable corporate assets. And it all comes down to a really powerful skill called work packaging. So here's our quick roadmap for today. First, we'll look at why we need to package work. Then we'll shift into systems thinking. After that, we'll break down the three-tier reporting technique, look at a real-world analysis, and finally, wrap up with some practice and the value it brings. All right, Section 1, Why Package Work? Let's tackle the problem of bad reporting. Look, here is the harsh reality of the workplace. Just being a hard worker is not enough. You could literally carry 90% of a project on your shoulders, but if your reporting is sloppy, a busy manager is going to assume you did 0%. Why? Because as you move up the ladder, senior management's time is severely constrained. They are dealing with a million fires every single day. If you don't structure your communication to respect their time, your massive efforts go completely unnoticed. Packaging your work is absolutely crucial because it's how you actually prove your capability and professional value. Moving right along to Section 2, Systems Thinking. This is about shifting from temporary fixes to standardized foundations. Okay, so what exactly is work packaging? At its core, it's about standardizing a process. It means taking a temporary duct tape fix and turning it into a standardized foundation, like an SOP, a standard operating procedure, so that anyone else can easily inherit it. It's not just about finishing a task and dusting your hands off. You're building a reference model. This creates consistency, stops people from making the exact same mistakes, and saves everyone a ton of precious time down the road. Let's compare two mindsets. On the left, we have the instinctual approach. You find an error, you fix it, and you go home. It feels like a win, right? But honestly, it's like running on a treadmill. You're going to face that exact same error tomorrow. Now look at the systems approach on the right. Yes, you fix the error, but then you update the SOP and create a template. You do the heavy lifting exactly once and use it forever. Packaging breaks that exhausting cycle of repetitive problem solving. It's like upgrading from walking to driving a sports car. Let's dive into Section 3, Three-Tier Reporting. This is how you build total confidence with your managers. This right here is the three-tier reporting system. Think of it like a ladder ascending toward total trust with management. We're combining three powerful business principles: bluff, the 5 whys, and smart commitments. Let's walk through them. Tier 1 is all about bluff, bottom line upfront. When you talk to your boss, you have to give the answer first. State the final result in the first 30 seconds. Most people do the exact opposite. They chronologically list out every single hurdle they faced and then bury the result at the very end. For a busy manager, that is torture. They really just need to know two things right away. Is everything okay? And what do I need to decide? Give them the conclusion first, no excuses, and then explain the backstory later if they ask for it. Now, if your boss does want more details, you move to Tier 2, root cause analysis using the 5 whys framework. Let's say you forgot to send a crucial client email. Ask yourself why. Well, I had too much work. If you stop there, it just sounds like you're complaining. Keep going. Why did being busy make you forget? Because I didn't set a reminder. Why not? Because I don't use a shared calendar. Boom. Root cause. The real issue is a lack of automated scheduling tools, so the solution is setting up automated calendar reminders for all future projects. Relentlessly asking why drills past the emotional excuses and finds the real disease, so you can actually cure it instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it. Finally, you lock it in with Tier 3 smart commitments. You don't just present a problem and a theoretical solution, you make a commitment. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And let's heavily emphasize that time-bound part. Who is the exact pick, the person in charge, and what is the exact deadline? Ending your report with a smart commitment gives your manager total peace of mind because they know exactly who owns the issue and when it will be permanently fixed. Let's jump into Section 4, Real-World Analysis, to see how these frameworks actually look in practice. Notice the massive psychological difference between these two approaches. The old way is basically just a blaming apology. I'm sorry, they sent the data late, so I haven't finished. It sounds defensive, right? It makes you look out of control. Now look at the SMART report. Report ready at 3 p.m. Cause, formula error. Solution, automated template created to prevent delays.
You hit them with a bluff, you explained the root cause, and you provided a packaged solution. You took total ownership. That is a real game changer.
Section 5. Practice and value. Time to turn this theory into a habit. All right, I want you to try this practice scenario in your head right now. A client just returned some defective goods. How do you report this to your boss? Think about it. What is your bluff for the return? What are the 5 whys to figure out the product defect? And what is your smart deadline for creating a new SOP to make sure it doesn't happen again? Do you see how using this structure instantly shifts your brain from a state of panic into the mindset of a proactive leader? To wrap things up, instead of using a big, intimidating word like legacy, let's just call this value left behind. Packaging makes your future work and your team's work so much more effortless and professional. Every single SOP or template you create is a major step forward in your career. So my final question to you is this. What is the one template you are going to create today to stop running on that treadmill and start building lasting value? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now go out there and start packaging.